So I have been using the M4 Mac Mini as my daily machine for the past 3 months, using it to edit my YouTube videos, run my channel basically, and handle everyday tasks that I would normally do on a laptop or my MacBook. And I would say this might be the best thing Apple ever made. But if you plan to buy it for video editing, then do so after you have watched this video. I will also be telling you 2 or 3 very useful accessories that you will definitely need. Hello, my name is Ben Freeman and I make tech videos like this to help you make smarter tech decisions. So whether it is phones or gadgets or gears or anything you want, I talk about it. So if you enjoy content like this, why not hit on the subscribe button? And if you're thinking of buying anything I will mention in this video, why not support the channel by using my affiliate links in the description of this video? It won't cost you anything extra to use them, but it definitely will help me a lot. Thank you. Now, the M4 Mac Mini starts at just $599 for the base model, which is exactly what I have here. It comes with 16 gigabytes of unified memory and 256 gigabytes of SSD storage. And inside the Apple M4 chip with a 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU, and of course, 16-core neural engine. I know it sounds like a whole lot of technical jargon, right? But in simple terms, what it means is that the M4 Mac Mini is super equipped for your everyday task and normal stuff you do with a laptop or your MacBook. But if you haven't already noticed, one of the most impressive things about the M4 Mac Mini isn't just the price, it is the size. Like, this thing is super tiny. It literally fits into the palm of my hands, and that helps to keep my workspace really minimal, neat, and tidy, especially when you compare it to how bulky laptops or MacBooks can be on the whole, table setup. At the back, you've got 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, a HDMI for connecting your monitor, and of course, 2 USB-C ports at the front, a headphone jack. Now for me, that is more than enough to connect practically anything while keeping my workspace really clean and free of clutter, but it might not be the same for you. So here is the very first accessory you may want to get along with your M4 Mac Mini. I have been using this USB-C docking station for a while now, like since I actually got my very first MacBook, and it adds a bit of more ports and flexibility for me. So with this USB-C, I just plug it into any of the Thunderbolts and I'm good to go. I will leave links in below of cheaper alternatives or just this one if you think you're going to need one. So when it comes to design and form factor, I would say the M4 Mac Mini is honestly desirable. It is good. You will just love how it fits into just about any size of desk or setup that you have. But here is the very first downside. 256 gigs of storage isn't anywhere near enough for someone who edits video regularly. Like, before you even blink, it's filled up. And if you check Apple's website, upgrading to 1 terabyte SSD, which is like the minimum I feel you should have if you edit videos like me, will cost you an extra $400. Like, that is more than half the price of the Mac Mini itself. So that kind of like just ruins the whole cost effectiveness of getting the Mac Mini, because of course we all know that the reason why we feel it is so good is because it is cost effective. So what I did instead is to spend just around $150 to get this 2 terabyte Samsung external SSD. And I will say it has been amazing. With speed up to 1,000 megabytes per second, not only is the read and write speed really fast, I can edit directly from it in Premiere Pro and not experience any lags, crashes, or delay. It is just smooth and efficient. I'll also leave a link below for you to get it or check it out if you think you're gonna need it. Now let's talk about RAM, or unified memory as Apple would call it. The base version comes with 16 gigs, which I feel it is decent enough for most popular editing software that we all use, like Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, and the likes. But then again, if you are planning to use your Mac Mini long term, then you have to think about growth. As you evolve and get better at what you do, you will want to install more programs or software. You'll want to try out more advanced editing softwares, and we all know that that would require more RAM power. And RAM is something that you just cannot upgrade. I mean, you can't just go and buy an external RAM and connect it to your Mac Mini like we did with the storage. So I would really recommend that when you are buying yours, you want to go as high as your budget would allow. So you could get the 24 gigs unified memory or 32. It will future-proof you much better. Now, a lot of people are complaining online about the positioning of the power button of the Mac Mini. Honestly, in my experience, yeah, it may take a little bit of getting used to, but it's not really an issue. If you have steady power supply, then you will not have an issue with it. Because personally, I can't remember the last time I actually had to manually turn on the Mac Mini, because I have solar and all of that here that gives me regular power supply. So yeah, that is the case. But if not, well, there is this accessory I actually ordered from Amazon. It hasn't come. I will show you. You can see right now on the screen, I haven't gotten mine. But what it does is that it helps you position your Mac Mini in such a way that you can easily access the power button. And I'm sure that definitely would come in really handy. But now, as a full-time YouTuber, somebody who is growing, who is trying to explore as much as possible, I would say presently the Mac Mini has been really efficient and effective for what I do. I use Premiere Pro to edit, and most of the time I would say it is smooth. Now, I said most because, yeah, there are moments where you really start to notice it slowing down in terms of performance. Like when I have multiple layers of 4K footage stacked in my timeline, or when I'm doing a little bit of the little color grading that I know, or even when I edit for a long period of time, say after 8 or 9 hours, you really start to see it. And yeah, don't be surprised. Sometimes, depending on the video we're working on, it can take that long to actually edit, maybe a day or even 2. So please give this video a like so that it can really get to more people on YouTube. At first, I would say I thought the reason for the slowdown was because I was editing from an external SSD. But soon I realized that, that wasn't the issue. Now let's go back to the spec I mentioned before of the M4 Mac Mini. I said it has a 10-core CPU and a 10-core GPU. But I realized that my previous laptop, which was a 2021 MacBook Pro with an M1 Pro chip, M1, not M4, M1 Pro chip, has an 8-core CPU and a 14-core GPU. Now that extra GPU power makes a huge difference when it comes to video editing. And honestly, I would say my experience using that MacBook Pro is way better than what I get right now, because yeah, I don't get to experience anything like lags and all of that. So it is more suitable for handling more intense tasks than my M4 Mac Mini. So here is the summary or the verdict for me. You want to get the M4 Mac Mini if all you do is just simple editing, like cutting clips, minimum or no kind of color grading, or maybe adding a few transitions here and there, clean up your audio and arranging files in your timeline and stuff like that. Practically, I would say it is a fantastic option for beginners or anyone who just keeps their editing as simple as possible. That's exactly what I do. But if you want to do more, like heavy color grading, lots of effects in your videos, multiple 4K layers, then you really would have to go for the M4 Pro instead, because it gives you a higher 16-core GPU for that smoother high-level editing. So overall, I would say for me, the Mac Mini, the M4 Mac Mini has been a very great addition to my editing setup. It is exactly what I need right now. And of course, as I upgrade, as I grow, I definitely will upgrade. Speaking of growth, yeah, I discovered that about 93% of you guys who watch me, who watch my videos, most likely you that you're watching right now, is not subscribed to the channel. That is really massive, like 93%. So please hit on the subscribe buttons and of course the bell icon so that you don't miss out when I post my next video like this one. So that is what I think about the Apple M4 Mac Mini, and that's practically been my experience using it for the past 3 months when it comes to editing videos right here in the studio. But what do you think about it? Do you think it's so much value for money? Is there anything you think I missed? Let's just continue the conversation in the comment section below. I'll catch you in my next video.